Hello and welcome live here on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bullsgard, and we are getting set for tonight's matchup, Junior B Tier 1 matchup, that is, between the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT and the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. Starting goaltenders for you. On the SWAT side, it's going to be number 29, Justin Epima, and for the Rebels, on the other side of the floor, it's going to be Jacob McGilvery. We're about to get underway here at center. Not too far away from it now. 0-0 your score. If you're just tuning in, we're just getting started. So welcome to some more lacrosse. This play gets blown in. Rebels going to pull that ball back all the way down to their own zone. See who comes up with it here. Battle for the loose ball in the right corner of the Rebels zone is going to get picked up by Fort Saskatchewan as they're looking to move it up along the floor. It comes up along the right side here. Rebels offense going to get out now as Dylan Pook. He's got it in along the right. Pook looking for his options. Going to feed that one up to the point there. Into the right side now. Pook going to let that one go, and it goes just wide. Rebound comes up, picked up by the Rebels. Cale Owen, he's got it now. He's going to drop it there for Mullen Eastwood. Eastwood, he tried to go up to the point there for Baker, but that's going to be picked off by the SWAT, who head back quickly the other way. Here comes Connor Mooney. Mooney going to feed that one up to the point there for Polzer. Polzer, he's going to be able to hit his man, and Jaden Klunick. Klunick fed that ball over to the right as the SWAT now moving the ball around here in the Rebel zone. 13 seconds to go on their shot clock. Comes up to the point. Fed into the middle now. Shot towards the net there, and that one ended up just wide. Recovered by the SWAT. They're just going to dump it in as this shot clock coming to an end. 2 seconds to go, and that's going to turn it over to the Rebels as they'll pick up in their own zone and look to head up the floor. Ball comes up right along the middle into the right for Jackson Kohut. Kohut has this along the right side. Going to feed this one over to the left. He's able to hit his man in Eastwood. Eastwood back over to Kohut. Throws that ball to the left. Kohut gets the return feed once again. An outside shot there and a nice save by Epima as the SWAT going to recover in their own zone and look to move up once again. Klisnik threw that up along the floor, but going to get brought back the other way by Tej Brown for the Rebels. Brown, he's just going to hold up, wait for the offense to get back out there for Fort Saskatchewan. Brought ahead now, in along the left side. Fed across, Dylan Pook, he's got it once again. Going to let that shot go there, and another save by Epima, who's been tested here with a few shots early, but haven't been able to sneak one by them, has the Rebels. Klisnik, he'll leave that one there for Tenyuk. Tenyuk, he's going to wait for his offense to get on the floor. Still 15 seconds to work with on this shot clock here for the SWAT. Ball moved over to the right side of the floor now. 17:39 to go in this first period. Ball fed ahead there, and that shot goes just wide. Battle for it in the right side of the Rebel zone, going to get picked up. And actually getting the reset here are the SWAT, saying that last went off the Rebels goaltender. Out left now, back up to the point. Henry Elliott, he's got it. Feeds that down low there, and that shot going to go just wide here. No over and back going to be called, but that's going to be sent right back to the Rebels, who are now moving in with some speed. Here comes Fort Saskatchewan there, and Ashton Johnson just going to choose to pull that ball back. He'll feed it back up to the point there where the Rebels will hold up and get their offense out on the floor. This one fed over for Cale Owen. Owen, pass that off to the right side of the floor. Moving in there was Pook, and he scores! Dylan Pook puts the Rebels up by 1 here to start off this contest. 16:54 to go in the first. Good time to let you know to get your 50/50 tickets, your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets, that is. They're going to be on sale until Canada Day. That's July 1st. Trying to make it our biggest pot of the season, so make sure to scan that QR code on your screen now or visit our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. It's a shot there from the point by the Rebels, trying to make it 2-0. Stopped by Justin Epima. Is now the SWAT going to move this ball up along the left side of the floor. Ball comes out high to the point now. Klunick, he's got it. Going to feed that one all the way low right there. Continuing to move it around here are the SWAT. 16:20 to go in this first period. With it now, Klunick. He fed that towards the net. found a body on the way. Ball's loose here in the Rebels zone. Battle for the loose ball in the right corner. Play going to be blown dead, and it's going to be turned over to the SWAT here. 16:05 now to go in this first period. Saskatchewan continuing to move this ball around the Rebel zone. Haven't got any great opportunities quite onto McGilvery as he'll stretch the floor here and move it ahead for Ashton Johnson. Johnson going to bring that one across half. He'll feed it off now for Baker. Baker going to bring this one in along the right side. Here comes Jackson Baker. Going to step around the pick. Has an outside shot. Lets it go there, and that gets right into the pads of Justin Epema, who's now going to pass it out himself as the SWAT look to break out again. So a short possession there for the Rebels. Battle for it here now at the center line. Teej Brown gets himself involved. Ball stays loose, does come out, poked back by the Rebels, and we're going to have a penalty upcoming here. It looks like a slash coming up to the SWAT, and the Rebels going to be headed to the power play as Henry Elliott makes his way towards the box. So this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. So 2 minutes of fresh power play time here for Fort Saskatchewan and an opportunity to create some cushion. They already lead this game 1-0 over the Saskatchewan SWAT, and seeing if they can make more happen here. Kohut, he's got it at the point, playing a little bit of pass here with Cale Owen. That shot ripped there from the point by Eastwood, and that one caught a piece of Epema and picked up by the SWAT as they'll look to head down the floor to maybe do a little bit of killing in this penalty. A bobbled ball here, still loose in the Rebels zone. They're trying to recover, send the extra man, but still the SWAT able to pick that ball up. Fed across half. Braden Polzer. It's the man who let that pass go, recovered by the Rebels. 14:45 now to go in the first period. Minute 20 to go on this Rebels power play. Stepping in, Dylan Poop, the goal scorer for the Rebels. He'll feed that up to the point for Kohut. Kohut fed that down low. Quick stick chance, they score. The Rebels make it 2-0 on the power play. Some good movement there by the Rebels, and that line putting another one away for them. 14:34 to go in the first. 2-0 is your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan as they get out to an early lead in this contest. Say hello to all 20 of you that are watching me from, or listening to me from home right now. Of course, watching the Rebels and SWAT go at it. Picked up by Eastwood behind the SWAT's net here as the Rebels will win the faceoff. Eastwood pulling it up along the left side of the floor. Going to feed that all the way to the point now. Over to the right now. Baker, he's got it at the right shooter position. Going to rip that one from the outside. That caught a piece of Epema there and comes outside. No reset actually coming for the Rebels. So they're saying it didn't catch a piece of him here as another pass comes out loose. Battle for it. Picked up by the Rebels. A quick shot there. That one got on net to Epema. Nonetheless, rebound recovered by the SWAT as they'll move up the floor here once again. Fed up to the point now for Polzer. Polzer, he's just going to hold up. Slow things down now. Go for a change. Coming off the bench to receive this pass now is Elliott. Henry Elliott. He drops that one down to the right as the SWAT continue to move the ball around, and it looks like loose ball or a off-ball foul against the SWAT here. That's going to turn it over to the Rebels, and now Walsh, he'll move it ahead and to Dylan Pook, who steps across half. 13:30 to go in the first. The Rebels continue to move this ball around, swinging right out in front, and they score again. The Rebels make it 3-0 over the SWAT early in this contest. Rather humid in the press booth here in the Moyer Recreation Center today. But I'm sure I'm not sweating as much as the players are out there, so that's something. 13:20 to go in the first. Rebels lead by 3. Playing a little bit of soccer out there right now is Alex Zorniak for the Rebels as this ball is still loose here. Now going to get picked up by Fort Saskatchewan. Here come the Rebels trying to find a shot. This one low towards the net there by Badgema. That one just missed wide, and now it's able to get picked up by the AP here for the SWAT today, Caleb Zanadine, but he was picked off quickly there, and now it's going to be the Rebels who step across half here once again. Jackson Baker. He's got it now along the right side. Baker looking for an option. Gonna feed that one over to the left. Baker, he finds Mullen Eastwood. Eastwood tried to spin off, but another off-ball foul called here. This time it's going to be on the Rebels, who are going to have to go back on defense here once again. Kolisnik tried to pop that one across half. Stepped across, looked to be Kalunick. But actually they're going to call 8 seconds there. I thought maybe it should have been the over and back foul on the SWAT. But maybe saying there was no full possession there as he stepped across. Nonetheless, the Rebels going to come in again. Kohut not going to get the ball there on that pass, but now he does. Kohut trying to make step inside, spins once again. Kohut makes a move there and a nice save by Epima. 12:22 to go now in the first. Is the SWAT going to step across half here once again? Klisnik, he'll send that one up to the point nicely there for Polzer. Polzer over to the right now. He finds Henry Elliott. Elliott fed that one down to the corner as he'll switch with his man there. Up to the point now. Kalunick drops that to the right. It's good ball movement here from the SWAT as they step inside and they score. Dylan Hebig gets his team into this game. They only trail by 2 now. So 3-1 now your score, which makes it a good time to tell you to explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. 11:55 to go here in the first as the ball comes out of the faceoff dot. One again picked up by the Rebels. This one brought in by Alex Zorniak, who dropped that over to the left to Eastwood as the Rebels offense will get out there. Baker, he stepped out now, looking to make a move towards the net. He does there and got into the crease. Caught an elbow there, it looked like, from Epima as well. No call forthcoming as the SWAT going to start to head back the other way here once again. Fed into the middle. Hebig, he's already got a goal in this contest. He gets squished along the boards. And now they're going to call that SWAT ball, just a loose ball foul there on the Rebels. Hebig going to have to shake that one off, and he'll feed that up to the point now for Henry Elliott. Elliott feeds that ball out to the right there for Kalunick. Kalunick trying to evade the defense right now. Look for a passing option. Goes up to the point. It's fed out to the left now. Big outside shot there from Tenyuk. Still moving around the ball here, the SWAT, as they get the reset in the Rebel zone. Tenyuk, he's got it again. Feeds that to the right. Another outside shot and a big save there by Jacob McGilvery. He caught it in his pads, and that's going to get the whistle blown, and the Rebels headed back the other way. Under 11 minutes to go now in this first period. Dylan Pook, he's got it. Coming in along the right. Going to hold on to it. Throw that one over left. Cale Owen, he's got it now. Drops that down to the corner. Rebels continue to move this ball around the SWAT zone. To the other side now. That one picked off nicely, and ball comes loose momentarily, but now able to get moved up the floor by Braden Polzer. Polzer got met with 2 Rebels defenders who were looking to turn it back the other way with some speed, and they do. Comes loose as they cross half, and loose as the SWAT cross half again, but now a solid possession. Braden Polzer has it, and he'll drop that one back up to the point. Curry, he gets the ball in the center. He has some time, but on his weak side of the floor there, so going to choose not to take the lane. He'll just pop that back outside. Still 11 seconds on the shot clock here for the Rebels. Is stepping in there, and that's a nice save by McGilvery. SWAT able to recover and get the reset of the shot clock. 7 over to the left side of the floor here once again, as we're going to have a stoppage in play here, and it's going to be turned over to the Rebels. Taking this one across half now, it's Alex Zorniak. Zorniak going to drop that one for Baker. Baker going to pull this all the way over to the right side of the floor. He's met there by Kolisnik. Fed over to the left. Seems like a bit of a short bench here for the SWAT today as it comes over to Baker once again, looking for a lane. Lets that shot go there, and he scores. Jackson Baker gets his first goal of this contest reestablishing the 3-goal lead for the Rebels. 4-1 now your score with 9:43 to go in the first, and it's a good time to let you know at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. There's a quick shot on net again by the Rebels, and they score. This time off the stick, the quick stick, I should say, of Cale Owen, and they've stretched the lead even further. 5-1 now your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan. Stringing goals together here is the Fort, as we'll get set at center here once again for another face-off draw. The Rebels going to get given possession there off the face-off violation by the SWAT. Fed up to the point now. Zell gets set here in the zone, trying to look for another quick goal here is Fort Saskatchewan. Dylan Pook gets that along the right side of the floor, looking for an option. Going to rip that from the outside, and a nice save there by Epima. Ball comes out loose. Pook trying to find the loose one. He's getting in some heated stuff here now, kind of pushing and shoving. Looks like we're going to have a penalty upcoming for a cross check, and it's actually going to be on the SWAT here. So another opportunity for the Rebels to stretch out this lead here. We'll see who's on the trot to the box. It looks to be Austin Butler for the SWAT for a cross check. 8:58 to go in the first, and the Rebels going to be headed to another power play. And this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. The SWAT talking over this penalty with the referee, but not that that's going to change anything. It's the captain, Henry Elliott. Starting at the point with the ball is going to be Jackson Kohut for the Rebels. 2 minutes to work with here for Fort Saskatchewan. Kohut fed that over to the left. Little slow from post to post, seems Epima. So sure, if I noticed, so did the Rebels bench. And that's a good steal there by Mullen Eastwood. Snagged that out of the air. Now down in the corner, the Rebels going to get their offense back on the floor. SWAT bench wanted to jump the ball there as the Rebels only had one man out on the floor, but not quick enough to realize that where the players on the floor is. Another shot there by Baker, and that one stopped by the right shoulder of Epima. Reset for the Rebels. Kohut, he's got it at the point, going to feed that out to the left. That ripped towards the net there by Eastwood, gets stopped by Epima. Score remains 5-1, a minute 22 to go now in this Rebels power play. The SWAT feed that across half, and the pass couldn't be completed there to Mark Tremblay. So the Rebels going to be able to pick that back up and start to move across half. 8:06 to go in the first. Minute 8 in their power play. 21 seconds on this shot clock as they step in. Kohut, he's got it at the point. Looking for his options. Just going to rip that one from the point. Rebound comes out in front, and Pook got close there, but squeezing it between his legs was Justin Epima, keeping this a 4-goal game. Stepping out of his crease with the ball now is Braden Polzer. Fed into the center there. Ball comes out loose. Over and back, going to be charged to the SWAT. Is now Mullen Eastwood going to be able to pick it up along the left. Going to cut towards the center. Eastwood chooses to escape behind the net. He saw his lane towards the net close right in front of his eyes. Back up to the point now. The Rebels working with it. Kohut feeds it to the left. Up to the point now. Cale Owen back to the left shooter. Now to Kohut. Kohut going to let that shot rip there, and that's another stop from Justin Epima. Is all he's done is face shots. Now back in violation here on the SWAT, and that's going to give the ball back to the Rebels. Is in the corner there. Quick stick opportunity, and that one going to end up just wide, but recovered by Fort Saskatchewan. Baker, he's got it. Going to feed that across there and couldn't quite find the stick on the opposite side, but now the Rebels do seem to be looking for those quick stick opportunities. Already scored on one today as that one hits the crossbar there. Kohut going to be able to stop it up and get the reset. 8 seconds to go on this Rebels power plays. Another shot stopped there by Epima. Picked up by the SWAT. Back in again by the SWAT. That's going to turn it over to the Rebels with 4 seconds to go on this power play. Play blown in. Baker going to slow it down a little bit here as we are now back 5-on-5. Kohut taking some aggression here as he's trying to enter the 24. Cale Owen going to rip that one there from the outside, and another stop from Epima. Continuing to get just peppered with shots by the Rebels, and it's worked for them so far as that ball knocked out of the air nicely by Kolesnik. That allowed him to gain possession and drop that back up high as his team trying to get their offense out on the floor. Tenyuk, he's got it along the left side. Going to feed that one all the way over to the right now for Curry. Curry looking for an option. Fed that deeper right, moving towards the point. An outside shot led towards the net, and a nice save by McGilvery. 6:17 to go in the first. Rebels feed that across half. They have a man streaming towards the center, but going to choose to feed that out right now for Mullen Eastwood as fakes the pass there to Pook, and now going to cut towards the net on his weak side. Going to head behind. Now on his strong side of the floor, he goes back up to the point. Pook wants the pass. He's going to get it at the right shooter, looking for an option. Fakes the shot, going to take a dive inside. Lets that shot go there, and nice save by Epima again here, keeping his team in it. If it wasn't for him, this score could be a lot more spread out than it already is. 5:44 to go in the first. It's the captain, Henry Elliott. He's got it. Going to feed that one down right as the SWAT going to cycle that ball towards the point now. Continuing to move it around here are Saskatchewan. 5.5 to go now in the first. Your score remains 5-1 in favor of Fort Saskatchewan as the captain still moving it around. We got two players tied up here, and play going to get blown in now as rushing down the floor was Walsh, but not opening himself up for the pass, and still getting some checks here from Henry Elliott is Walsh. Are they going to go at it? Elliott and Walsh still chatting over in the corner. Walsh going to open himself up. If anything, he was creating space there. Now going to bounce off the pick here once again. Walsh doing a great job in the offensive zone. Not often you see him on offense for the Rebels. Now him and Elliott going to go at it here again. Elliott forced to back off as there's going to be a penalty upcoming to the SWAT. Elliott finally got one there, and good on Walsh to draw that call there. That's to the dismay of the SWAT benches. They're arguing it already, and the play hasn't even been blown dead. Rebels, 13 seconds to go on this shot clock as we got more upcoming here. We got two arms in the air now. We're going to see who gets sent to the box. So it looks like possibly two members of the SWAT going to be making the trot here. So it looks to be the captain, Elliott, and Caleb Zanadine for the SWAT, both headed to the box. Each are going to get 2 minutes here, and the Rebels going to be headed to the 5-on-3 power play with 5:16 to go in the first. And this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. Rebels start with the ball at the point here. Gets fed along the right to Baker. Lots of open room here for the Rebels to work with. They're going to go 4-on-3 in the zone, opening up some more space. An outside shot there lays between the legs of Epima, recovered by the SWAT as they're going to try to move this ball out of the zone. Dangerous play there, is now getting swarmed by 3 Rebels, is Braden Polzer, in 8 seconds gets called on him. That's going to turn it over to Fort Saskatchewan. Play blown in now as the Rebels offense steps back out. Dylan Pook, he's going to have it. Passes that off to Baker. Baker back down to Pook. He's going to feed that up to the shooter. Now some good ball movement by the Rebels there as that one wired off the post by Baker. And that's why you hang that man at the middle, is to play kind of goalie at that cross line to keep it in the zone. There's another shot there, and that caught a piece. And they get a reset once again to the Rebels. Baker going to step in, look for another shot, and he scores. Jackson Baker, his second goal of this contest, puts the Rebels up 6-1 over the SWAT, and they'll remain on the power play. Only one of those penalties going to end, so still going to be up a man 5-on-4 on the SWAT for the next minute and 13 seconds unless able to convert once again. 4:28 to go in this first period. Ball comes back to the Rebels. Stepping across half of it now is Zorniak. Zorniak going to fake that pass to Pook and feed it in along the left side. With it now is Mullen Eastwood. Eastwood up to the point for Baker, who's looking for that hat trick goal already in the first period. Pook tried to let the quick stick go there. That got away from him. And into the stick of the goaltender, Epima, who's just going to make the short pass out there to Polzer. Polzer going to come all the way across half now. Braden Polzer in along the left. 3:54 to go in the period. 36 seconds in the Rebels power play as Polzer continues to rag this ball here in Fort Saskatchewan territory. 10 seconds left on the SWAT shot clock. He'll just throw that towards the net, gathered in by McGilvery. He'll pass that straight up the middle of the floor, and Jackson Baker going to haul that one in and bring it in along the right side back into SWAT territory. To the point now, Baker going to let that shot rip there, and that went off the right elbow of Epima. Eastwood, he's got it now. Going to feed that across to Baker once again. Quick pass there over to the left again, but this one's stolen away by the SWAT, and Polzer is going to move that up along the left side of the floor, and it comes all the way in for Colby Jones. And we're now back 5-on-5 in this contest. 3:05 to go in the first period as the Rebels recover in their own zone once again and are going to come across half with some speed. Here comes Fort Saskatchewan. Zorniak, he's got it. Going to send a little rainbow pass up to the point, and settling down things are the Rebels as they still got 20 seconds on this shot clock. Fed across for Dylan Pook. Pook looking for an option, makes a nice move to the center. Pook tried to get in there but lost his handle at the last second, and that gets into the stick of Epima, and he'll feed that out to the right now as the SWAT going to move across half. Here come the Saskatchewan SWAT. Tremblay, he's got it. Fed it to the center there, and a nice save by McGillivray. Rebels have possession once again. This one, a stretch pass there, not able to find Walsh. Came out to the right side of the floor. SWAT still can't gather it in. Walsh causing all kind of problems out there, bumping into everyone he possibly can. And now he's got the ball just above the right corner here. Walsh looking for a passing option. He chose to slow things down. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock now. Mullen Eastwood has a big shot here from the point. He scores! Mullen Eastwood gets his first goal of this contest, which continues to be a scoring fest for the Rebels as they now lead this one 7-1 over the Saskatchewan SWAT in period one. 2:03 to go in the first. Looks like they're going to call goalie. Oh, it's a goalie change. Sorry, I thought they were going to call the goalie water, but actually getting the hook there is Epima, and that's going to bring in who looks to be Ryder McCormick, the AP for the SWAT. So McCormick comes in place of Epima. Ball comes out now at half. SWAT moving this ball around here. Nice little reverse hit action there by Cole Curry as the SWAT continue to move it around. 1:45 to go now in the first. 7-1 the lead for the Rebels. Out left now, the SWAT looking to move this ball around. Comes out to the right. With it now is Curry. He steps in, takes a shot. That one goes wide. Actually, sorry, they're saying it caught a piece there of McGillivray. Nonetheless, the Rebels recover and look to move across half now. Met at half, though, and now it's going to be the 8-second call on Fort Saskatchewan. Toying with a delay of game call there were the Rebels, but didn't get it that time. Passed ahead now. Here come the SWAT once again. Kolnick dumps that one down to the right. Is slowing things down here. Saskatchewan, 1:03 to go in the period as this one comes out high and gloved out of the air there by McGillivray. Best impression of a baseball catcher there is now the Rebels step across half once again, brought in by Mullen Eastwood. My apologies, it's Ashton Johnson with it right now. Lets that shot go there, and a nice save by McCormick. This one dumped off his back and in. Little cheeky play there by the Rebels. Puts it away, and they now lead this game 8-1. 41.9 seconds to go in the first. The Rebels lead this game by 7, and they're running away with it here in the first period. CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre died by suicide, age 25, while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made at edmonton.cmha.ca/talk-today-CLWF. You can also visit our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. We're getting set at the face-off circle here once again with 41.9 seconds to go. Face-off violation charge to the Rebels, so it's going to be SWAT ball awarded here. Out to the right. SWAT with it now. This one fed up to the point nicely for Kolnick. Kolnick drop that down to the corner now. 25 seconds to go in the period. 12 seconds in the SWAT shot clock. If the Rebels able to cause a turnover here with about 10 seconds left, wonder if with such a substantial lead, if you'll see them call the timeout to pull their goaltender. Is this shot going to end up in the ceiling there in 10.6 seconds? And not looking like they're going to opt for the timeout are the Rebels. So just this one picked up by Ashton Johnson. He'll move that ahead for Baker. And that's going to do it for the first period. So after 20 minutes, it's the Rebels that lead the SWAT from home 8-1. 1. My name's Aiden Bolsgard, and Tristan Shaw's on the camera. You're listening live here on CROW LAX TV. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so don't get too far. Welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw's on the camera, and we're getting set for the second period between the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT. It's currently the Rebels that lead this contest 8-1 over Saskatchewan. We did have a goaltending change if you missed it in the first period, and right off the bat, the Rebels able to score. This looked to have been put away by Mullen Eastwood. His second goal of this contest didn't even give me time to finish speaking. But okay, go off, Mullen Eastwood. And let me put your goal on the board here. 9-1 is your score now in favor of the Rebels. And a good time to let you know to be sure to get your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets. This draw going to be our biggest of the season, running until July 1st. Yes, Canada Day. You can get your tickets by scanning the QR code on our screen now or head to our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Baker going to make a move to the inside, steps in, and he scores. Jackson Baker. That's the hat trick right there. 3 goals in 20 minutes and 34 seconds. That's some quick maths for you right there. And now the Rebels have broken in to double digits. 10-1 is your score. To start off period 2, the Rebels have scored 2 goals in 34 seconds. The SWAT deflated, not hearing much coming from their bench at all. As Zorniak going to step across half of the ball. He throws that one up to the point. A little behind the back pass there, trying to find Eastwood once again, as now he searches for his hat trick goal. Up to the point, Cale Owen. He'll receive that ball for the Rebels. 19:05 to go now in the second as Walsh. She's got it at the point, looking for an option. Going to let that one rip there. That's Reese Walsh. Is now the over and back call on the Rebels, so that's going to give the SWAT possession in the Fort Saskatchewan zone. 18:59 to go now in this second period. Ball picked up in the corner, thrown up high for the captain, Henry Elliott. Elliott, he'll throw that one over now for Hebig, sorry. Hebig, back up to the point now. Elliott gets it here once again. Elliott going to let the low shot go there, and that one saved by McGillivray as the Rebels chasing down this ball. It's going to be a race for it. Jack Nickel, he's right on it. Going to be able to pick up that loose one in the SWAT zone. 30 seconds fresh on the shot clock for the Rebels. Is thrown up to the point now for Owen. Cale Owen going to fake the pass initially and now throw it all the way across. He finds Dylan Pook. Pook looking for an option. Going to let that shot go, and he scores. What a shot. Dylan Pook, his second goal of the contest, and the Rebels all over the AP Ryder McCormick. 11-1 now your score. Good time to let you know to explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. Cale Owen comes up with this off the draw for the Rebels. He throws that inside. Found Eastwood there. Is going to feed that across for Baker. Baker going to try to make a move inside. Feeds that back up to the point now. Not going to be able to get that one in his stick. So over and back going to be called on the Rebels. And in the right corner, the SWAT will have to gain possession with 18:05 to go in the second period. Ball comes back up to the point, walked up there. Hebig, he has it now. Hebig throws that over to the right shooter, trying to spin inside there. Looked to be Cole Curry, couldn't make it happen there. Ball comes back now to the left side for Tanyuk. Tanyuk passed that one off. Big shot from the outside and a nice save by McGillivray. So Rebels spin off and now looking for another break. This one knocked down out of the air, picked up by the Rebels as they come across half. Davin Badgema spins towards the net there, and that's a nice save by McCormick. Still move that ball out here once again. 17.5 to go now in the second. Ball thrown right on to McGillivray. He'll hold it in his pads and get the stoppage in play there. Stepping across half now is the other Walsh on the floor. That's Rylan Walsh coming across half now. Going to feed that down to the right and have a little offense time for himself here. Baker, he's got it at the right shooter. Going to feed that all the way over to the left. Return feed now to Baker, who's going to let a big shot go, and that went right off the side of the head there. The SWAT defender reeling close too. That'll no doubt ring the ears, but good on him to stand tall here and keep out on this defensive rush as Walsh sends another shot towards the net with 16:53 to go on the clock, and the SWAT going to be able to recover that one. Score remains 11-1 for now as the SWAT trying to make another offensive rush of their own. Fed ahead. Kolonik feeds that one around. Tenyuk, he's got it. Going to pass it over to the left. Comes back up to the point now for the captain there, and Elliott. He'll feed it to the right. Is the ball moving looking good here on this possession for the SWAT? Is a nice behind the back pass, knocked out of the air, rebound, grabbed there, and a nice save by McGilvery. Pass in there, and Teej Brown just couldn't quite grab that one out, and they're going to say crease violation there on the Rebels. So with 16-12 to go in the second now, it's going to be over to the SWAT, but now the Rebels going to be able to gain possession back as Walsh trying to make his way inside here. Thrown in. The Rebels trying to make a move as Walsh has it on the outside, going to make a dive towards the inside. Walsh moving there and lost his handle. Ball comes out loose. Dylan Pook rushing for it in the corner here. Ball still loose. Now recovered by the SWAT. 15:42 to go in the second as they'll head up the floor here once again. Here come the Rebels. They're going to pick that off there and step across half once again. Aiden Herring, he brings it across half. Going to feed that one out to the left now. Fed out to the right. Baker, he's got it. Baker into the middle now. Low shot there from Eastwood and a nice save by McCormick, starting to settle in here in this second period after allowing some early goals. SWAT trying to move it out. This one going to get turned over. Aiden Herring going to come in. He's going to be able to pick it off. Goes in on net there, and that one just missed wide. Out of play. It's going to be SWAT ball now. 15 minutes go in the second. Ball pushed ahead along the right. Up to the point now. Henry Elliott. He's got it. It's the Rebels that lead this one by 10. It's the SWAT go to work. That pass broken up a little bit there by Mullen Eastwood. Chased behind the net by Teej Brown, who's going to be able to pick it up now for the Rebels. And Brown looking to head up the floor. Here comes Teej Brown. Steps across half. Brown feeds that out left. 14:34 to go now in the second. Into the center there that time. And that pass broken up but recovered by the Rebels. Cale Owen. He'll feed that to Eastwood. Sent over there to Walsh, and he scores. 12-1, now your score in favor of the Rebels. As Reese Walsh puts away his first goal of this contest. 14:25 to go in the second. Good time to let you know at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they're dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. You can explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. The Rebels moving around the zone here again as Pook steps towards the center, and that shot just high over the net. 14:08 to go in the second now. Ball recovered by the SWAT in their own zone as they look to head across half, and indeed they'll successfully do so. Hunchak, he throw that in along the right. Quick shot towards the net, and that one just misses wide past McGilvery, but the SWAT able to recover and throw this ball back up to the point. 13:51 to go now in the second period. Ball continuing to get moved around here by Saskatchewan. They trail handedly, just looking for any positivity to start to build off here in this contest. My apologies. Back between the net pipes for the SWAT is Epima. So Epima back in the net for the SWAT. As this one comes right inside there, and stepping in the crease was Baker, looking for his fourth goal of this contest. Back the other way. Here come the SWAT. Fed over to the right. Eastwood couldn't quite pick that one off as now another offensive possession for Saskatchewan, but this one going to be stolen away quickly. Here comes back Ashton Johnson for the Rebels, in alone along the left side. Johnson just gets his shot broken up there, just enough by the SWAT defender to do so as this pass gets over the head of the intended target, but recovered by the SWAT. Now going to make a cut inside in the crease there, and a nice save by McGillivray here once again as the Rebels going to have an opportunity to step across half now. Ryan McBride. He's got it along the left. Going to feed that across to the right. 12:37 now to go into the second. Baker feeds that over to the left, into the middle now for Pook, and he scores. Dylan Pook has the hat trick. As the Rebels now lead this one 13-1. 12:32 to go in the second. And the referee's calling for a wipe of the floor here. It's a good opportunity for me to grab a drink of water, so I will be back momentarily. Welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard, Tristan Shaw on the camera. We got a loose ball push here, and it's going to be turned over to the Rebels. As they continue to move it around the offensive zone here, Dylan Pook going to throw that ball over to the left. The Rebels going to step in. Owen to the left, shooter back to Pook, who lets that shot go there, and he scores. Dylan Pook make that 4 goals on the evening for him. 14-1. Now your score for the Rebels as they continue to run this one up, and going to be another goaltending change coming up here for the SWAT. Is stepping back in between the pipes is Ryder McCormick. Rebels trying to dig this ball out of the face-off draw, and indeed they'll successfully be able to do so. Davin Bajma going to step in towards the net there, and that shot just ends up wide, trying to get recovered by Fort Saskatchewan, and it will. They're going to call the free hand call here on the Rebels, so that's going to allow the SWAT to be able to pick up and bring this one across half, fed ahead, and here's going to be a dive towards the net there by Dylan Hebig, but chose to turn away and throw this ball back up towards the point where the captain now, Henry Elliott, has it. Elliott going to feed that one out to the right. 11:36 to go in the second. Fed up now. Back to the point. A long shot there from way outside. Stopped up by McGillivray. Loose ball comes out and recovered by the Rebels. And that's a big hack from behind. And no penalty upcoming. I don't know how, but there's the save by McCormick. And that's got to be called. I think that's about as blatant gets. And if they're going to allow dangerous hacks like that, which I would now hear the penalty's going to come back. Are they going to send off the Rebel here opposed to the SWAT members? He's going to wave him off. Let's see. This is where I start to disagree with getting teed up here. Is for Connor Mooney there, they got to make that call. If you're going to wave him off, you're handing out the checks yourself. I'm not sure how you missed the call on the Rebel there and then send the man to the box following that. I think that's poor control of the game there by the referees, but put the SWAT on the power play, I suppose. They're trailing in this game here. So it's a Rebels penalty kill, and this Rebels penalty kill is brought to you by 5-2 Projects, providing construction services tailored to meet the unique needs of each client, committed to delivering top-notch quality and exceptional customer service. The SWAT moving the ball around here once again. This one going to be picked off, and the Rebels going to be headed back the other way, short-handed. 10:47 to go in the second period, 1:35 to go in this Rebels penalty kill as the SWAT trying to find something to build off here on this power play, but the Rebels going to try to kill as much time as possible as well. Set over to the left. Double man pressure here. The SWAT kind of just letting the Rebels sit on the outside, but now trying to close them off in the corner. Good movement here. This one sent towards the net and headbutted there by McCormick. That's using your head. Rebels recover this ball once again and get the reset as they'll pull this one out. It comes loose once again and now going to get picked up by the SWAT. Kolonik. 10:11 to go in the second. pulled over to the right. Kolonik gonna hold on to this one, feed this one out to the left now. Hebig, he's got it. Gonna go back up to the point now once again as a SWAT. Starting off the power play again. 45 seconds to work with here. A man up for them. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Hebig, he's got it. Gonna send that across. Quick shot, they score. The captain, Henry Elliott, puts away the goal, and drawing a little closer there are the SWAT. 14-2. Now your score. So we'll get set at the face-off dot here. Once again, 9:48 to go in the second period. Over to the left now. Back 5-on-5. The Rebels have brought this ball back into the zone. Over to the right now. Baker, he's got it, working with it. Fed to the middle there. Couldn't quite find the stick of poop there, but Baker able to recover. 15 seconds still to go on the shot clock. As this ball fed behind the net. Back up to the point now. Big shot from the point there, and another save by McCormick. 9:21 to go in the period. SWAT back down in Rebels territory here as it comes back up to the point. Fed out left. Down to the corner now. Hebig, he's got it. Tried to move up high, but getting pursued by the Rebels. Now going to find a lane to do so. And going to feed that one back inside and couldn't quite find his man there. And the Rebels going to be able to recover in their own zone. And they're going to head back with some speed. Herring, he comes across half. Going to feed that one right into the middle there. And Walsh couldn't get that by McCormick. 8:42 to go in the second. This one sent all the way up the floor. The SWAT going to get an opportunity in all alone there. And they score. That one put away there by Mark Tremblay, and the SWAT with back-to-back goals on the Rebels. .836 to go in the second period. We're going to get set at center here for another face-off draw. Good time to let you know that at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. It's the Rebels who are going to be able to pick up the ball off that draw. Coming in along the left side now, fed right out over to the right. Baker going to choose not to let that shot go. 8:20 to go, and that's just going to go off the top of the stick there of Zorniak. My apologies, actually. That's Davin Bajma. He tripped up over the center line there. Is the SWAT going to gain possession now in the Rebels zone due to the whistle? They start to move it around. The last goal scorer, the captain, Henry Elliott. He's going to move that along. Now going to throw that back, but they're going to charge over and back here as we're actually going to have a penalty upcoming here. And it looks like it's going to be Rylan Walsh headed to the box for the Rebels. So they're going to head on the penalty kill here once again. And this Rebels penalty kill is brought to you by 5-2 Projects, providing construction services tailored to meet the unique needs of each client. Committed to delivering top-notch quality and exceptional customer services. 5-2 Projects. 8:01 to go in the second. SWAT back to the power play. They got two back-to-back goals. Anything can happen. Let's see if they can draw it a little closer here yet. Hebig throws that down to the corner, gets a return feed, is playing a little pass here. Are the Saskatchewan SWAT, comes over to the captain, now Henry Elliott, as they start to get some movement rolling with 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. A big outside shot there, and that one stopped up by McGilvery. As the Rebels bring it into the zone now, brought down right down Broadway there by Ashton Johnson. And they're saying out of play off the Rebels, so it's going to be turned over to the SWAT there. 7:33 to go in the second. Stepping across half here are the SWAT as they'll get set to go on this power play again. And 125 to work with a man up for them. Captain's got it right now for them, Elliott. He'll throw that up to the point now for Kolonik. Kolonik gets it from Hebig and returns the pass once again. Hebig going to let that shot rip there, and another save by McGilvery. Picked up once again by the SWAT. They will cover it and get the reset. With it now, Kolonik gets it to Hebig. Hebig, return feed. Up to the point now for Kolonik. Back to the captain there, Elliott. looking for a shot here now, the SWAT, and they do let it go, and that one just over top of the net. Now over and back, going to be charged on Saskatchewan, unless the Rebels are able to get to it here first, and indeed they will. Just getting the reset there. 40 seconds left on the penalty kill here for the Rebels as they move around from the corner. Comes out loose and going to get picked up by the SWAT. 6.5 to go now in the second. 30 seconds in power play. It's a 2-on-1 rush here for the SWAT. That shot let go, and a nice right pad save by McGilvery for the Rebels. Cale Owen now picks up for the Rebels. He's coming in shorthanded. Has a one-on-one chance there and going to turn back. Only 12 seconds to go here shorthanded for the Rebels and about 20 seconds on their shot clock. Handle lost here. Now the SWAT going to be able to move across half with it. 3 seconds to go on their power plays. This one fed up to the point. The captain's got it now. Let's that one rip there, and we're back 5-on-5 with 5:56 to go in the second as Walsh steps in out of the box and gets stopped by McCormick. Through the crease, they called Walsh, so turned over to the SWAT, and they'll head back the other way. Saskatchewan's got it now. It's Elliott with it. Elliott slowing things down here. Still 17 seconds to work with on the shot clock as we creep up on 5.5 to go in this middle frame. More than halfway through this contest is another save there by McGilvery. Ball rolling towards half. No over and back called on the SWAT there. Thought the player picked it up before the half line and ran it across, but no call there. Is now fed down to Elliott here once again. Elliott going to circle it towards the pot. Now he's hit Hebig on the left side, who lost his handle momentarily, but recovered the ball once again. 11 seconds. Nice passes here by the SWAT. This one comes out loose, but recovered again. Now looking for a shot. They get it on net, and McGilvery saves that one again and feeds that one out to the right. Jack Nickel. He's got it now for the Rebels as he'll step across half. Nickel leaves that one there for Mullen Eastwood. He's got 2 goals in this contest so far as his club leads handedly over the SWAT. 4:37 to go now in the second period. Is the SWAT going to steal this one away and try to turn it back with some speed? Saskatchewan stepping across half. Looking for some options here. Austin Butler, he's got it. Passes that one off. Is now fed across, and Tenyuk's got it. Tenyuk back up to the point now. He finds Klonik. Klonik down to the corners. The SWAT continue to move this ball around. Tenyuk, he's got it again. Let's that shot rip there, and another save by McGilvery. He's continued to be stellar between the pipes, shutting down the SWAT almost entirely. Curry spins off his man, looking for an option now. Feeds that out left. He's been able to hit Hebig. Hebig fed it back to the right side. Another shot there, and that one goes wide of McGilvery. Comes out, and the Rebels going to be able to grab it. Now it looks like it's going to be a breakaway. Mullen Eastwood in all alone. Eastwood in, and another stop for McCormick, who's continued to settle in more and more in this second period. 3:37 to go in the second. Ball comes out along the right here. Brought in nicely by Malkowski. Hebig, he's got it now for the SWAT in the offensive zone. Back up to the point. Nice hit there. Gets the ball loose, and now that's going to allow Eastwood to get in all alone here once again. He's actually going to pull this ball out, feed that one to the middle. A nice pass there, and a fancy shot attempted, but wide there by the Rebels. 3:07 to go now in the second. This ball thrown into the ceiling and going to be turned over to Fort Saskatchewan right away. Is Zorniak able to pick this one up? Zorniak going to step in, throw that right to the middle, into the middle there, and a nice shot, but a better save by McCormick. SWAT bring it across half here once again, looking for an opportunity on net. Spinning off there was Kalisnik, but going to just throw that one up to the point for Polzer. Polzer finds his man in Elliott. Elliott going to feed that one down deep. Able to find Tenyuk there. Tenyuk still with it now. Drops it down to the corner. Hebig, he's got it. Back up to the point now for Elliott. Elliott back to Hebig, who likes a big shot go there, and a nice save by McGilvery. Again, turned over to the Rebels on the shot clock violation. 2:23 to go now in this second period as the Rebels push it across half once again. In close. That shot on net, and they score. The Rebels, that their 15th goal of this game. looked to have been put away by Mullen Eastwood. That's the hat trick goal for Mullen. So the second period continues, and the Rebels continue to dominate, leading this game by 12 goals. At center again. Battle for it here in front of the SWAT bench. Off the face-off, going to get picked up by Saskatchewan here. Malkowski, he's got it. Throws it back up to the point now and finds Polzer. Polzer still with it here now. Sorry, my apologies. He passed it off to Kolonik and hit Hebig. Hebig going to pass that off there to Tenyuk, who took the shot, and another save from McGilvery. And Rebel takes a big hit there. Davin Bajma, but still able to get it across half. Fed that down to the corner. Eastwood going to try to pick that up, but stripped away there nicely by Klisnik. Klisnik feeds that one ahead there and stolen away. SWAT now gain possession in the Rebel zone, have settled things down. 15 seconds to go on their shot clock here. A minute 23 to go in the second period as Elliott, he's got it up at the point now. Elliott stepping closer and closer in. That pass going to get picked out of the air by the Rebels, and Jack Nickel going to step across half along the left side for the Rebels and drop that one off for Eastwood. Eastwood feeds that one across, finds Dylan Pook. Pook able to hit Baker. Baker and back cross floor there for Eastwood. Over to Pook again, and he couldn't quite grab a handle on that one. Less than a minute to go now in this second period. Pook going to step towards the center here once again. Going to choose to back out. 2 seconds on the shot clock. That shot ripped, and it goes just wide. Eastwood stopped that up, not allowing it to get down to his end here. Is now the Rebels on the miss pass by the SWAT going to pick up once again, and it's Aiden Herring who's coming across half. Herring in along the left, and here come the SWAT once again. The Rebels once again stepping inside, and they score. Alex Zorniak gets his first goal of this contest. The Rebels, that now their 16th goal of the game. 29.9 seconds to go in this period. It's a good time to let you know that CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre died by suicide at age 25 while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made at edmonton.cmha.ca/talk-today-CLWF. You can also visit our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Clock continues to wind down here, and that's going to do it for the second period. Your score after 40 minutes, 16-3 in favor of the home side, Fort Saskatchewan Rebels over the Saskatchewan SWAT. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw's on the camera, and you're listening live here on CROW LAX TV. We'll be back for the third period in about 10 minutes, so don't get too far. Thank you. Welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgard, and we're getting set for the third period between the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT and the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. 16-3 is your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan, and I cannot forget Tristan Shaw is on the camera. As we start this period, I'm going to remind you to get your CROW LAX TV 50-50 tickets. It's going to be our biggest draw of the season, drawn on July 1st. Canada Day, that is. So you can scan that QR code on your screen or head to our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Fort Saskatchewan had the initial power play to start this, or not power play, possession to start this game, as now the SWAT are going to have their first possession of the period. Oh my. Could not get my words together there. Game, power play, period, possession. I'll figure it out. Teej Brown, we're going to bring it across half. Brown pulls that ball outright, goes back up to the point now as the Rebels start on offense here. Once again, 18:55 to go. In this third period. There's another stop there by Ryder McCormick. Turned over in the Rebel zone, so they'll start to move it out here once again. Ball comes out right here. It's going to get picked up by Reese Walsh. Walsh going to step in, feed that one off to Dylan Pook. Pook already with 4 goals in this contest here. Multi-sport athlete is Dylan Pook. Plays hockey as well in the winters. He has played some games in the AJHL with the Olds Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken, and played full-time this year with the U18 AAA Fort Saskatchewan Rangers. So talented in multiple sports here. So Rebels moving around here. Another stop there by McCormick. And the Rebels going to turn this over in the offensive zone once again, get another reset of the shot clock. 17:38 to go now in this third period. Ball comes behind the net. Walsh going to get pinned up along the boards. That's going to allow the SWAT to recover this ball in their own zone as they look to move up along the right side once again. Here comes Tremblay. As Tremblay steps across half, I'll let you know to explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. This ball comes out loose in the Rebel zone, high off the glass, recovered there by the captain, Henry Elliott, as he'll send a long shot, and that one goes wide of McGilvery as the Rebels going to step across half. Here they come, 2-on-1. A nice shot there sent on net, and another save by Ryder McCormick. Having a good start to this period for the SWAT. 16:50 to go now in the third. Fed up to the point now, brought in by Tanyuk. Tanyuk, he passed that one off now to Elliott. Elliott, he dropped that down to the corner as the SWAT continuing to move this ball around here. Into the right side of the floor again. A long shot there. That one on net, and another save by McGilvery. Has got a pretty good save percentage here today in this one. I wish I could give you the actual number, but I think all of us watching can draw by assumption. It's definitely not a bad one. Ashton Johnson fed that over to Cale Owen there, who hit the other side of the floor to Dylan Pook. Pook going to feed that ahead now for Walsh once again up at the point. Walsh going to let the high shot rip there, and that one got blocked away. Did not get onto the net that time, and now fed ahead there and stolen away by Mullen Eastwood of the Rebels. 16 minutes to go now in the third. Fed ahead, and that one caught a piece of the referee that time, it seemed, and now it's going to be the SWAT who pick it up on the Rebels side of the floor. Bring this back out to the point and fed off nicely to Dylan Hebig. Hebig gets that ball once again and has it in along the left side of the floor from that acclaimed left shooter position. He'll feed that to the other side of the floor for the captain, Henry Elliott, who drops that to the corner. Fed back over for Hebig, who gets inside, but that shot goes just wide. 15.5 to go now in the third. Is another shot towards the net, and that one off the right leg there of McGilvery. No over and back violation is last off the Rebels goaltender. Is back across half. Come in the Saskatchewan SWAT once again. I'll let you know at Vimeo Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they're dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. The SWAT continue to move this ball around. Comes out in the center. A low shot towards the net and another save there by McGilvery. He wasn't sure that he stopped that, but indeed he did, as Eastwood now going to float that pass ahead, and the Rebels going to break into the SWAT zone once again along the right side of the floor. Walsh brings this one in, going to drop that back to the point. 14.5 to go in the third. Ball comes back out. Stolen away. Baker now. He's going to leave that one, and that's a dangerous play. He's coming in, and a nice save there by McGilvery. Austin Butler stoned there by the Rebels goaltender. We'll head back down into SWAT territory once again. Kind of been the story of the game for the SWAT. Just haven't been able to get enough through McGilvery. That's about the most obvious statement I think I could possibly make, but of course rings true. As this one stolen away right in front, shot towards the net, and they score. Walsh snags that away from the SWAT goaltender. Puts it in the back of the net. The second goal of the game for Walsh, and your score now 17-3 in favor of the Rebels. 13:54 to go in the third period. Battle for it at the face-off dot. Ball comes out loose, gathered in by the Rebels. Zorniak has it in his own zone. Going to scoop that pass ahead there nicely for Davin Bajema. Bajema going to feed that off now, and the Rebels going to settle down here into the SWAT zone. Still 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Pook gathers that one in, steps around the first man. Going to pass that across. Big shot there by Herring. Comes out loose. Pook, another pass across, and a quick stick attempt by Cale Owen. Just goes wide. Pook putting on some heavy pressure, trying to recover this one, and getting the reset are the Rebels. Really been hard on the forecheck in this game, and it's paid dividends. A lot of offensive zone time for Fort Saskatchewan is this one. Fed out right now? Dylan Pook, he's got it. Going to cut in towards the net. Pook trying to get a shot off. Just going to turn that one out and away here. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Rebels. 13:07 to go in the period. SWAT moving up the floor here once again. 12:50 to go in the third period. The Rebels turn this ball back the other way once again. Zorniak stepping in across half. Pass that off now to Baker. Baker looking for his options. Going to step around his man. Going to feed that back to the inside, but on his weak side was Zorniak. Tough to gather in that pass, but gets the rebound. Now goes right out into the center. Ball comes out loose. Rebels trying to recover it, but ends up in a SWAT stick there in Owen Kalisnik. Kalisnik's pass ahead gets picked off by Eastwood. Passed ahead. Rebels going to let another shot go there, and a stop from McCormick. Rebels recover that rebound once again. Going to escape behind the net. Only 12 minutes to go now in the third. Rebels feed that one up top. Eastwood going to let a big shot go from the point there, and that one looked to have caught a piece there of McCormick. So the Rebels recover. They don't get the reset, actually, but now they will when they pick up. Here's Walsh. Covers that for the Rebels. Fed right into the middle all alone there, and a nice save by McCormick. Walsh has it along the right side. Feeds that one behind the net. A quick stick opportunity for Cale Owen again, and that one stopped by McCormick. Got a hurt SWAT player down on the floor, slow to get up. Stepping in the crease there, the Rebels, so turnover to the SWAT here and slowly making his way towards the bench. Looks to be Braden Polzer. The SWAT step out along the left here once again. Fed into the middle now as they go on offense here. Austin Tanyuk, he's got it, getting some pressure from Eastwood. Teej Brown tried to step in to cut him off as well, but no dice on that play as we're back up to the point once again. And the SWAT moving around the ball. Still 10 seconds to go on their shot clock. Fed right into the middle. Here they come in. All alone. Short side opportunity and a save by Jacob McGilvery. Back up to the point. The SWAT recover and get the reset. Another shot towards the net, and that one going to catch a piece of a body and go just wide. Just evading a slashing call, I think there were the Rebels. See that called sometimes for sure. Depends on the referee and how they just want to let things go here. 10:30 to go in the third period. Eastwood going to pull this one all the way behind the net. Gets past his man. I think they're going to call the free hand here on Eastwood. So now the SWAT going to break out from their own zone once again. Ball comes out loose. Going to get picked up by the Rebels. In across half. Baker. He brings it in. Going to pull it out right. Baker looking for an option. Just going to choose to bring it outside here again as we creep up on 10 minutes to go in the third. Baker. Going to let that shot go from the point. Another save there by McCormick. Rebels going to recover once again. And that shot towards the net, and they score. The Rebels put away another one. That's Jackson Baker with his fourth goal of this contest, and the lead now 18-3 for the Rebels. .9:48 to go in the third. Rebels pick up this ball. Aiden Herring, he's got it high at the point. So they're moving it around the SWAT zone here. Once again, below 10 minutes to go in the third. Eastwood throws that over to the right side is Walsh. Reese Walsh, that is, trying to step inside. Fed down to the side of the net. Quick stick opportunity for the Rebels. Not able to be put away there. Big shot from Walsh. Misses the net there. Another opportunity. 3 seconds. Zorniak just going to dump that deep. And another chance there. And that one goes wide as well. So 3 attempts to get the reset of the shot clock for the Rebels. All 3 of them miss the net. Now ball going to get picked up on the forced turnover by Henry Elliott for the SWAT. And he'll feed it over quickly to Klunick. Klunick brings that in down across the right. Back up to the point now and stolen away by the Rebels. And here comes Eastwood. 2-on-1 back the other way. Feeds that one ahead. And here come the Rebels stepping in. And that one just wide on the shot by Ryan McBride. Eastwood, he's got it once again. Going to feed that one up to the point. A big shot there by Zorniak off the side of the left pad of McCormick. And now it's going to be the SWAT headed back the other way with some numbers. 2-on-1. In all alone in that pass. Just couldn't get on to the stick of Kolisnik. And the Rebels going to be headed back the other way. 8:35 to go now in the third. Zorniak feeds that ahead for Pook. Pook up to the point now for Baker as they'll bring it in along the right side and switch spots now. Pook utilizing the left side of the floor now, finding Cale Owen. Owen looking for an option. Drops that into the middle there, and that shot just goes wide of the net. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock here for the Rebels. Pook going to step in and let a big one go, and that goes off the right elbow there of McCormick, recovered by the Rebels, so they get the shot clock reset. Zorniak feeds that back over to Pook. Pook back to Zorniak. He'll lose his handle momentarily, spin back, look for a little more space, feeds that one right into the middle there for Owen. This play going to get turned over here. I got to say, I'm not too sure why that is, but nonetheless, it's going to be swap ball with less than 8 minutes to go now in the third period. 18-3 remains the score for the Rebels. Dylan Hebbick, he's got it now, holding it along the left side. Both teams seem to have slowed down substantially, kind of maybe just letting this clock run here. The Rebels do lead this game by 15 goals, and it's unlikely that we could see the comeback, but we'll see if anything chippy happens here. As in these big spread out games, you can tend to see that as well. 7:26 to go now in the third. Play blown in here. Once again, the Rebels going to bring it across half. Davin Badjama brings it to the left. Feed that back up to the point now as the Rebels moving this ball around here in the SWAT zone. Aiden Herring, he's got it. Steps up towards the point. Going to feed that out to the right. Walsh into the middle now. Behind the back shot there by Herring, and that one goes just wide, and the SWAT going to be headed back, but stripped of the ball there. Walsh feeds that over to the right for his brother there in Rylan Walsh. So the Reese to Rylan connection there. Ryland seemed to have caught a bit of a slash there, but still with the ball. Tried to feed Reese there down along the right side of the crease, and another pass to him there attempted, but no dice. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shot towards the net, and that one goes just wide. Over and back are going to be called on the Rebels prior to the expiration of the shot clock, so it's going to be SWAT ball in the right corner of the Rebels zone. 6.5 minutes to go now in the third. SWAT cycle the ball up towards the point once again. Austin Tenyuk feeds that off. The captain has it now. Henry Elliott, as the SWAT continue to play pass here in the Rebel zone. All of a sudden their pace seems to have picked up a little bit here as a low shot just goes wide of the net and recovered by the Rebels as they're going to try to head up the floor, coming in along the right side and cross half. Going to slow up now as Riley Longmire, he'll pass that one off now to Dylan Pook. Pook into the middle there for Mullen Eastwood. Couldn't find the mark, but the Rebels do recover here. Cale Owens still with the ball now, has a defender draped all over him. I don't know how a hold hasn't been called yet, but there will be a penalty upcoming now, it looks, as the Rebels will head to the power play when the SWAT able to gain possession, and they do now. It's now teed up as well following the penalty call. And that's going to be the boot there. Didn't get a chance to catch a number there, unfortunately. But nonetheless, the Rebels are going to be headed to the power play. Just see how long it ends up being. This Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. In to serve that penalty will be another man for the SWAT. Unfortunately not listed on our lineup sheet today. Let me see if I can find it here for you. It looks to be Nate Gallant for the SWAT actually in the box. My apologies. So we'll get this Rebel power play started. It's 2 fresh minutes for them to work with here. See what they can do with this one. Up to the point now. Fed over to Baker. Baker going to step inside. Let that sidearm shot go, and it comes out loose. Going to get picked up by Mullen Eastwood. 5:23 to go in the period. 1:42 to go in the Rebels power play. Baker stepping in close once again. Tried to hit the pass to Eastwood, and this ball going to end up in the SWAT bench. So going to be turned over to Saskatchewan here with 5:15 to go in the third period. Starting with the ball in his own zone is Henry Elliott. He'll feed that one out left for Habig. Habig back over to Elliott here as he's just going to hold it to the outside, not getting too much pressure, but now the Rebels stepped up on him. Mullen Eastwood putting on some pressure here, trying to push him across half, and now in front of his own bench, pinned up along the boards and dropped to the ground, and that's going to allow the turnover here as the Rebels picks it up. Ashton Johnson headed in to drop that back to the point for Brown, who couldn't quite steal it in there, but now gets it, feeds it to Zorniak, who tried to go to the middle there, and almost a little bit of a shot pass as that one got on to McCormick. Now cycling behind the net are the Rebels once again, Ashton Johnson. He'll throw that up there. Gets it to Mullen Eastwood. Eastwood sends that to the left short shooter. Down to the corner now for Zorniak and back to the point for Eastwood. 4:24 to go in the third and 43 seconds in this Rebels power play. Baker, he's got it once again. Back up to the point for Eastwood. Behind the back pass. Shot from the left shooter there, and a nice save by McCormick as the SWAT have possession once again. Only 30 more seconds to kill, and that ball thrown into the ceiling, so turned over quickly to the Rebels. Eastwood has it here once again to Pook, and the quick shot towards the net there, going to be stopped by McCormick, and back over to the SWAT again. Less than 4 minutes to go now in the third, and ball going to be turned over to the Rebels here as the SWAT tried to move out of their own zone. 18 seconds to go in this Rebels power play. Ball fed ahead for Eastwood. Over to Zorniak now. Zorniak to the right side for Baker. Baker going to let that shot go there, and another save by McCormick. Only 5 seconds to go now on this Rebels power play. Back to the point for Eastwood. Eastwood going to let that one go. He scores. 19-3. Now your score for the Rebels as Mullen Eastwood finds his 4th goal of the game. So we got 3 4-goal scorers for the Rebels in this contest. That's Mullen Eastwood, Jackson Baker, and Dylan Pook for the Rebels. Pook kind of struggled at home to get some scoring on the board, but put up 4 in this one, and that'll take that out of sight, out of mind for you. Now updated on your screen at home, 19-3. in the third period between the SWAT and the home side Rebels in this Junior B Tier 1 action. Zorniak steps across half in along the right side. Zorniak tries to make a move here. It's going to come out loose, back up to the point now, and out to the right. Reese Walsh, he's got it. Walsh feeds that back over. Finds it to the left corner now. Cale Owen, he's working with it for the Rebels. Going to let that shot go there, and it ends up way wide, but recovered by Walsh. Going to send that towards the net. It got on, but saved by McCormick. Ball comes out loose. Battle for it. Going to be won by the Rebels. They get the reset of the shot clock. 3:05 to go now in the third period. Walsh going to let that shot go there. Zorniak battling for the loose ball here, but it's going to be the SWAT who come up with it and send the stretch pass there, and that one into the ceiling. 2:51 to go now in the third. SWAT trying to steal this one away, and indeed they do. So play was blown in. Bit of a confusing play there. Nonetheless, no dice as McGilvery makes the save. That allows Reese Walsh step across half with the ball once again for the Rebels. He'll feed it to the point for Baker. 2.5 minutes to go now in the third. Baker feeds that one to the middle. Quick shot down low, and that one's going to go wide. Another shot on net and another save by McCormick. The amount of volume that McCormick saved really hasn't had a bad game since coming on in relief of the starting goaltender, Justin Epema. Up to the point now. Baker feeds that out right to Walsh. Walsh trying to make a dive inside, couldn't do it. Now lets this one go, and another save by McCormick. Get picked up in their own crease by the SWAT, and they'll start to move it out here once again. Below 2 minutes to go now in this third period. Fed ahead. Brought in by Henry Elliott. Stolen away by the Rebels. They break in here. The Rebels bobbing and weaving, trying to get towards the net. They do now, and they score. Make that 20. (20-3). Now your score between the Rebels and the SWAT. Fort Saskatchewan, of course, leading. 1:39 to go in the third. Tristan Shaw, so valiantly running your camera today. Again, I ask in the comments if you wanted to leave a note of positivity for Tristan and the angles he's providing for you. It's always welcomed. So this ball comes up to the point now for Walsh. Walsh is going to slow it down here, feed that back up to point for Dylan Pook. 1:22 to go now in the third. Pook feeds that across there for Aiden Herring, who steps towards the inside. Going to feed that back out to the right and going to be picked up by the SWAT, and they'll head across half. Owen Kolisnik tried to stream in, ended up losing the ball there, and Walsh going to be able to pick it up. Walsh took a bit of a slash there, but I don't think you're going to see the referee's arm go up for that at this point of the game, as Eastwood going to have it now along the left side and finds Walsh back along the right. Walsh back up to the point now. Finds his brother Reese Walsh. Ryland Reese into the middle there, and that one over top of the net. Dylan Pook caught a bit of a slash, it looked like, shaking out his left hand. 40 seconds to go now in the period. His quick shot on net and another save by McGilvery. 35 seconds to go now as Teej Brown couldn't quite gather in that pass, but coming off the bench there looked to be Dylan Hebbick. 20 seconds to go now in the period. 18 seconds on the Swarm shot clock. You got to wonder if they'll look for a last second shot on net here. And they will, actually, as that's another stop for McGilvery. That gets the reset, and only 5 seconds on the clock. So we continue to wind down. So that'll do it. Lights out here from the Moyer Recreation Center. It's the Rebels that come on top victorious over the Saskatchewan SWAT. 20-3, your final score. Many multi-goal games for the Rebels players. And that'll do it live on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw was running your camera. We thank you again for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when all your live RMLL action is on the go. Until next time, thank you for listening.